Welcome, my dear. Come sit with me for a little while, and let us remember some of life's gentle things. Long before pharmacies stood on busy streets, many homes quietly relied on the plants growing just outside the kitchen door. Some families kept bundles of drying herbs hanging from ceiling beams, like little pieces of protection against the hard seasons of life. There was comfort in knowing that healing sometimes came quietly from leaves, roots, flowers, and warm cups of tea. Many grandmothers remember these plants not as miracles, but as faithful companions during ordinary days. A few leaves for a restless evening, a flower for a troubled stomach, a root simmered slowly through winter sickness. Today, many of these old plants have been forgotten beneath louder modern comforts, and yet some traditions still survive quietly in small gardens, old notebooks, and family memories. Tonight, we will softly remember the forgotten plants many families once trusted before modern medicine filled every cabinet, not to reject the modern world, but simply to remember the quiet wisdom that once lived close to the earth. Because sometimes the gentlest traditions still carry something deeply human within them. I still remember how certain kitchens always smelled faintly of mint, garlic, and dried flowers during the colder months. People did not always separate food from healing the way we often do today. Many ordinary plants carried stories passed softly from one generation to another. Some remedies were whispered beside fireplaces during winter storms, while soup simmered quietly nearby. Others were learned slowly through years of watching seasons, gardens, and the changing needs of the body. Today, science is slowly rediscovering some of the natural properties hidden inside these humble plants. But long before studies and laboratories, people mostly trusted what had quietly helped families endure difficult times. The wisdom was rarely written in large books. It often lived in memory, and perhaps that is why these traditions feel so tender even now. They remind us that care once looked slower, simpler, and deeply personal. Few plants were loved more gently than chamomile in many old homes. Its tiny white petals often appeared at the end of long and tiring days. Many mothers and grandmothers believed warm chamomile tea helped calm worried hearts and restless sleep. Some kitchens always kept dried chamomile stored carefully in glass jars beside the stove. Today, modern studies quietly support chamomile's calming properties for relaxation and sleep. But long ago, people simply noticed that life felt softer after drinking it slowly. There was no hurry in those moments, only warmth, quiet breathing, and rest. Sometimes healing begins with feeling safe enough to finally relax. And perhaps that is part of why chamomile remained beloved for generations. It reminded people to slow down before the night fully arrived. Garlic was rarely absent from old kitchens During difficult winters, many families believed its strong scent carried protection through cold and sickness. Some people even hung garlic near doorways and windows during harsh seasons. Long before laboratories existed, people simply observed that garlic seemed to help the body endure illness more gently. Today, researchers continue studying garlic for its natural compounds and protective qualities. But old families did not speak in scientific terms. They simply trusted the familiar foods that stayed beside them year after year. Garlic became part of soups, broths, oils, and small nightly meals shared quietly together. There is something deeply comforting about remedies that also nourish the body. Perhaps that is why garlic remained trusted for so many centuries. Mint often grew freely beside old pathways, wells, and garden fences. Its fresh scent carried through the air on warm afternoons. Many families reached for mint after heavy meals or uneasy stomachs. Some grandmothers quietly believed mint brought lightness back into tired bodies. Modern science now studies mint for its soothing effects on digestion and tension. But long ago, people mostly trusted how refreshed they felt afterward. Simple remedies often worked hand in hand with rest, quiet meals, and slower living. Perhaps healing was never only about the plant itself. Perhaps it was also about the care surrounding it. And mint carried that gentle care through many ordinary days. These old plants may not have solved every illness or hardship, but they reminded people that care could still grow quietly from the earth itself. There was humility in those traditions. People understood that healing often required patience, nourishment, warmth, and rest. And perhaps that wisdom still matters more than we sometimes realize. Even now, many people still find comfort in a warm cup of tea prepared with care. Not because ancient people knew everything, but because they remembered how important it was to care for one another slowly and sincerely. Sometimes the quietest traditions leave the deepest roots behind. Take gentle care of yourself this week, and perhaps keep a little space in your home for something simple, living, and green.